mic is on, and away we go. Today, we are going to be building the Lego Speed Champions Formula One Mercedes. And this is Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 Team W15E Performance. Here you have the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One logo. This set is for ages 10 up, and it is 267 pieces. On the top, you can see the side profile of the Mercedes with the Pirelli tire. On the back, we have, just like the other vehicles we've built from this Formula One Legos branding, a rear view of the car, an aerial like side profile, the helmet and the steering wheel with an aerial top profile of the car. On the bottom, we have just the legal verbiage and the barcode and a link to lego.com/apps. Some warnings on the side that it's a choking hazard for ages 0 to 3. And then on the opposite side, we have the Lego logo and the Formula One logo. Now, like I said, this is the 2025 partnership, just like the McLaren and the Ferrari that we built. And as we noticed in the McLaren, the Ferrari and the McLaren, even though they're the same partnership, just like in real life, the build of the car is different, ever so slightly. So I'm excited to see what this build will be like. This looks very similar to like the rear wing. Obviously, just like in real life, they have requirements and regulations to maintain a certain form. So you're not going to see a car with airplane wings on it, but okay, this is my favorite part. Every box of Legos has this perforated semicircle with a picture of a finger pressing down, which indicates to put pressure on this part of the box. I find it very helpful to hold the box with one hand and then apply the pressure, and then you push down and pull open, and it brings this really, really satisfying sound, if you ask me. So let's do that. You know what? All of the pieces are right there. There we pieces were sitting right here, so when I was pushing down, it wasn't coming open. Our favorite, our decals. It doesn't look like there's as many. Maybe I'm just getting used to it, but the contents of this are taking a while to come out of here, okay? So in the box we get the decals like I showed you, the instruction booklet, which has a QR code, which if you didn't know, you can earn points. So I thought this was just for like building, but you can download the app, the Lego app. So if you buy these, make sure to scan them and redeem your points. And then you get certain prizes, or you can enter for different drawings and sweepstakes, excuse me. So in the package we get the same number of bags. So we have bags 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Along with the first build of the chassis, or I should say the floorplate of the car. So, let's get a little organized here. I think we'll be doing bags 1 and 2. So let's see, let's open this up. So like I said, make sure that you scan the QR code. This will also allow you to build alongside. It'll show you how to build it. I prefer to use the booklet because I really just like the full-on experience of using the paper booklet. But here you can see the AMG Petronas Mercedes Formula One actual vehicle. The fuel capacity is 110 kilograms, which is 242 pounds. The fuel capacity on the Lego is infinite curiosity. I like that. That's a really cool way to market these, and as we've seen in both the McLaren and the Ferrari, you have a side-by-side comparison of the two, which is wonderful. Alright, so the first step is going to be to dump out bags 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and do so now. We'll move this over to the side. Bag number 1. And make sure that you get all of the contents out, as you saw from my last video. Alright, and bag number 2. videos and given me feedback. It's been really awesome to hear from you. I started this channel because I love Formula One and I love IndyCar. I'm originally from Indianapolis, and so I really enjoy collecting things that are race related. And I also love Formula One, I love ASMR, so I had this idea to incorporate the two and, share with all of you, because this is a lot more fun to do than to just do it by myself. So we did packs 1 and 2, and we have our little plate here. And just like the other 2 builds, we start with our driver. So, oh, he's blonde. I mean, summer is coming. I dyed my hair once. I bleached it. And you know what we didn't do? We didn't separate these into color, and that's why I'm so lost right now. If you've seen my other videos, I like to separate these pieces into colors so that they're easier to find, and I think I just got excited when I was talking about dyeing my hair. Let's put all of the black pieces over there, the red pieces up front, the turquoise, or I don't know. So I don't, whatever color this is, I don't want to incorrectly say something. Like if I called this orange and it was McLaren, it'd be roasted. I'll look it up for y'all. I mean, I do know. So I was reading, I believe it was, maybe it was Will Buxton's Grand Prix that we read the other day together. I can't remember if it was that book or another book, but I did learn that, like, pre-war era, the countries would, this is of course before like Formula One fully was organized league, I guess, but the cars were painted according to their country. So I believe green was England and white was Germany and red was Italy, which obviously is why Ferrari is red and Alfa Romeo was red. But before the war, I guess that's what the colors were, and it was to distinguish what color or what country each car was from easily. Well, I could be getting this wrong. I remember reading him, but as far as like the exact details, but something to do with the paint of the white. It was either too heavy or too expensive during the war period. So they ended up just not painting or stripping the cars from the paint, or the paint from the cars, and they were just silver. So from that moment on, Mercedes and the German cars were just silver, and that's how the silver arrows became the silver arrows. I thought that was interesting. I could be getting that completely mixed up, but it had something to do with the paint and how they just ended up not painting them or stripping them. visor doesn't flip up like older models, but that's alright. And then he has his little crowbar, which I don't know why. I mean, I guess if you're like in the pit stop, but the driver is never going to be using this, so I don't really understand why they include this. And like, you're not going to use this. I mean, if you're displaying him outside of the vehicle, I guess, but I always keep my driver in the car. But regardless, we'll put him over here for now. Okay. So, first step is to find one of these or two of these white pieces, and they're going to go on either side. With the open bag on the outside, like so. And then we're going to find two of the black circles. Let's get that blonde hair out of the way. I was saying I bleached my hair during the pandemic. And it was a choice. I enjoyed it, but I am completely like dark brunette, like almost black hair, so I bleached it myself. I had to go through like 2 bleaching processes and then tone it. And then to upkeep it was a lot. So it probably will never happen again. Anyway, now we need 2 of these green pieces. That's not the same one. 2 of these. And we are going to put them upside down. So we need to flip this car over and put them with the bags facing out as well. And then we're gonna get these turquoise pieces, put them on each side. Mercedes, I will say, if you've been watching the races in 2025, there was all of this hype about Lewis Hamilton leaving Mercedes, and you know, Ferrari being in contention for world championship with Lewis, and Williams and Carlos Sainz, you know, doing so well in practice. And not to say that those statements aren't still true, or, you know, we're in the beginning of the season when I'm filming this, but Mercedes was not even on my radar to like look out for, and they truly, like, I don't know, Kimi Antonelli, and George Russell are really just scoring steady points that I think could make a huge impact. I love Kimi. I mean, he's just so talented. Okay. Oops. I try to get these videos out. I try to do one every day throughout the week. And I'm actually filming this video in the morning, which is different than my normal filming schedule. And I'm just seeing how I like it. I feel like I have a little bit more energy, but I don't know if that's a good thing. please let me know what you like, what your favorite build so far has been. If you like hearing the race information or my thoughts on the race, let me know who your favorite team is or your favorite driver or both. I specifically went out and bought this build and another build that we'll build after we do this one, just for you guys. I mean, obviously I'm gonna keep them, but I bought them just to build with you guys because this has been really enjoyable for me. So thank you for making this a great experience for me as well. I think that goes right there. Yeah. You know, I got into Formula One kind of after Lewis Hamilton was in his prime. Not to say that he's not still, in his prime, but when he was winning world championships. And so I admire him so much as a human being, also as just a great athlete and amazing world champion, but I wasn't really a part of his journey. So it's interesting to see all of the Lewis Hamilton fans just really holding out for hope for his 8th championship, which I would love to see, but the way that Ferrari is performing, and I don't know. I mean, Lewis did win the sprint, but it's just the pace of the car is just not consistent. At least not yet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay, now we're on step number 11. And we need 2 of these pieces that go by the white pieces. And then 1 of these pieces that clips in. Okay, this is like the more complicated part. We need 1 of these circles, 3 of these little pieces, we need 2 of these pieces. Well, I guess we just need 1. We're gonna build 2, I promise. And then a white piece and a black piece. And 1 of these, I think they look like bras. Don't they look like bras? Or butts? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to take the white piece and we're going to stick it through that. And then we are going to take the silver nut and slide that down. And then we're going to clip this onto this piece, this rounded edge piece. And then we are going to take 2 of these pieces and we'll put them on like so. On the peg goes on the same hole. And then we need this piece to go on this side. I extra room, then we can take it later. And then we're going to clip that on to through here, I think. Did I do something wrong? Oh boy, I think I did something wrong. I did. I definitely did. This white piece shouldn't be there. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this without completely. Oh boy. This is the first time I've messed up this badly. But I think I can fix it. It's to go on this, like that. Let's build it back together so I can reference the other side. I think that either I did this. No, I think the white. I think. Let's see. I could just flip back the pages, but that would be too easy. I think maybe. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go all the way back. Oh my, oh my. So the white piece goes. If the green. If the green is right there. I put these on incorrectly. See, always go back and reference the instructions because I would have done that incorrectly again, and then it would have just been really wrong. Okay. That's a part of the journey, right? Is to learn from. I don't even want to say learn because this is not really. I mean, it was a mistake, but not really learning anything other than I messed up. Okay, this is gonna go right here. We can speed this along because we've already done it. And then this piece goes like that. Okay. And then that goes like that. There we go. Now we have some place to put this bag. This all was covered up, and I was like, oh, well, what are we gonna do? Great. So that goes in like that, and then we take one of these other pieces, our third piece, and we put that on the end of the bag. And now we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. So we need one of these pieces, one of these pieces, one of those pieces, one of the bra looking pieces. And we're going to build out the other side. Put the nut. I just redid my desk. So I was like actually building things this weekend. And you know, I know what a screw and a nut are, but like that's not something I deal with every single day in my life. I'm not in construction. So I kept looking at these pieces like which one's the screw, which one's the nut, which one's the bolt. Obviously I figured it out. But okay. And then this piece goes on like that. Okay. And then we're going to, I believe, put that in that hole. That's what he said or she said. And now we're going to slide that on. Let's just make sure that it's nice and tight right there. Okay. We're on step 15 now. We need this piece, and one of these pieces, two of these pieces. And we're going to put this with the open holes facing that way. And then we're going to build these like little cheese wedges so that the slanted side, like the more narrow side, is at the top. And then we're going to place that on our vehicle. Okay, like this. And then we need one square and one of these pieces that has like, looks like Wally eyes. And that is going to go right here. And this is going to go across. Then we need two of these green dots. And two of these pieces. And two of these long pieces. So we're going to build these, I believe, the same way. And then those go on either side. Like so. And then we need these funky looking pieces that are like, I don't even know what to call them. Just interesting shaped. And those are going to go right beside the piece that we just put on. Right beside and on top of. And then we need one of these pieces. And another teal, turquoise, blue. And that is going to go right here. Let's make sure I'm doing this the right way. Right here. And then we need one of these pieces. Two of these pieces. And then these semicircle pieces. And then this funky looking piece too. We're going to put one of these on this side and this one on that side. And then we're going to build this one. And then this goes right here. And that is going to go right on top of this piece. So I can see we're building this is part of the intake. This is going to be the seat. These are the rear wheels. Alright, we need two of these pieces that look similar to the other pieces that we've built before. And those are going to go with the open holes. You can see the open versus the closed pegs. The open holes are going to go right here on the outside. They're in line with that green dot. And then we need two of these pieces that are going to go right on top. And one of the holes, I always line it up with what is easiest to know where to align. And so like you can see the green dot is open here and it's on top of that one. So we just may want to make sure that that is reflected in our build so you don't mess up like I did before. And then next we need one of these pieces and two of the green dots again. And this is going to go on to this piece. And another one on this side. Like so. And then this piece, I believe, no, this piece, just the two, is going to sit right on top of the green dots. Alright, 25. Step 25. We need one of these cap looking pieces. This piece that is the open, but it's like one width. And then our little driver's wheel. That, if you don't watch Formula One in real life, they're truly Game Boys, like not Game Boys, but like PlayStation controllers. That's what they look like. And this is gonna go Did I do that incorrectly? This looks like it's... I think I did this... Oh. I put it on. I was looking at the wrong thing. There we go. And that goes on top of the green. Like that. Alright. Two of the red pieces are going to go on either side. this piece and two of the pieces that we're so used to building on. And we're going to make it like a little tray for it to sit on. Like so. And then that's going to go on right here. Now, I know that what this piece is after building all of the builds, because we all have the same piece. So this, if you're looking at the car, I mean, it's not a secret now because you can see where the steering wheel is. So this is the seat. This is where the intake is. It's going to come down. These are the rear wheels. This is going to be the piece that connects the nose of the vehicle to like the actual chassis, the actual car. Okay, we need two of these turquoise pieces that are going to sit right on top with the holes facing out, always facing out. And then two of these cap, they don't have any pegs on them. Those are gonna go right here. And then we need two of these pieces that do have the pegs on them, and they're gonna go horizontally. So we're making like a reverse L. And then now we have stickers, so we need two of the wedge pieces right here. And they both are 14. So let's look at our decals. And we need number 14, which I see is right here and right here. And because they're the same number on each side, it doesn't matter which one we put on. We just want to make sure that it's going the right way. So this is AMG. And it looks like the A is on the side that is the skinny side. Y'all, I'm being brave this morning. Again, I'm filming this in the morning, so I have a cup of coffee next to me and a little jittery from the caffeine. So I'm not even using my lovely so this one goes like that, and this one with the A is facing this way. I'm a little jittery, so I'm not using my tweezers. But I think we did alright. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. So this one's gonna go. They're both gonna go facing like the wheel, so you want the aerodynamic to, you're not gonna put it like this, because that's gonna stop the airflow. And you also want to read it, so one is gonna say AMG facing that way, and the other is that way. Alright, now we need this piece that is going to go on top. And then our circle is going to sit right on top of that. And then we need one of these pieces, which we need number 26, which is right here. Right there. Like that. So that's where we'll end today. We built a big chunk of this car, I would say. I mean, I guess it's probably about the same as the others, but I don't know, it felt like it went by faster. But I don't know, I'm gonna fix this sticker, it's not on straight. But we have little pieces over here that will move over to the side. And then we'll do more stickers and decals on the vehicle with more pieces when we end up doing packs 3 and 4 next time. So we'll put this in here as our bookmark. And we'll place our car on top. I hope you were able to cross the finish line into relaxation. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.